Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by
Rage.
This is Lucky from Rage.
TV, singer, bass player.
And Gene.
It's amazing to be chatting to you today. You were supposed to be playing last night in Derby, but tonight's going to be your first show. How excited are you?
It's nice to be here finally after such a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, I've never been here in Newcastle so far.
Have you not?
But last time UK was before the pandemic for us,
Right.
and we hope that slowly it starts again. That we can come over and play.
So you formed in 1984, right? I was 14 years old back then.
Well, there was the first album coming out. 84 was the first album.
Yeah.
The formation of the band was already 2 years or 3 years earlier.
Right.
But we counted from the first album, you know.
Right. Okay. So like 1982 then, but I was 12 years old then, man.
So
And you obviously a lot younger.
Well, do you think so?
Okay, so what can we expect then from tonight's show?
I get a rehearsal for us.
Yeah, well, basically the point is that first, I mean, we're touring throughout the world, and
Yeah.
for so many years, we did like all kinds of shows, and for us it's always there's no difference what place it is and how big or small, and what daytime it is, and whether it's outside, if it's fucking freezing or not. We are what you can expect is like a full Rage show with all the passion that someone can give.
That's amazing.
And we can't really put on a stage set on this little stage, unfortunately, so it looks a little bit...
It's a tiny stage, isn't it, man?
Yeah, it's quite tiny. But it's going to be very intimate, and I hope we have a nice time with the people, enjoying the music, enjoying metal,
Absolutely, man.
enjoying these songs from 40K. We have a nice mix from old to new stuff, you know.
Awesome. That's amazing. And I mean, looking to next year, you've got you're doing a world tour next year, aren't you? Just everywhere.
Yeah.
What's it like in Japan? I mean, it's a total different scene, isn't it, over there?
It's a different
The
world.
headbang in unison, man. Have you been there before?
No,
They do, honestly.
Yeah, 30 times already.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I used to treat you like rock stars when you're there.
Yeah, it was, of course, the biggest time for this music was over there in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was really huge. We could make like gold records over there and stuff. And we had like 3-week touring and the big venues, Of course, it's everything shrinked a little bit, especially now after the pandemic. We don't really know what we can expect. It's just opening again, this first year that bands from outside of Japan can play there. So we'll see.
Yeah, but it's a totally different world, a completely different world. People are different.
Yeah.
It for me, it's like I've been there only 4 or 5 times together with PV, and I have to say that it's like if you look into Europe and you want to know what it is going to be like in 35 years, then you should go to Japan because this is the future.
I always remember seeing Iron Maiden about 10, 12 years ago, and had a group of Japanese, and they were seriously just headbanging in unison. It was amazing to watch though. It was just like, wow, it's just something special. Okay then, so you guys, like you say, you formed back in 1982. Are you glad though to sort of formed back then rather than today? Like if you were a new band today, it's not as easy, is it? Are you glad you formed in 80s?
Of course not. It's not. Bands nowadays don't have I mean, there's a much bigger variety there. There's so many means, like all this internet stuff that everybody can produce music. There's so many more artists that can being exposed through different channels. And back then, of course, in the times where PV was starting, there were pioneers. They started something very new.
It was a completely different world, and it was not so easy to get something going at this time,
Yeah.
Everything was way more complicated.
Yeah.
When we were kids, just get some instruments or so,
Yeah.
It was quite expensive, a lot more expensive than today.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And
Well, they can make an album at home in the bedroom, can't they? It's just
now today you can do everything at home on your computer. You can do a full production at home in your living room.
Yeah.
Back then you needed a proper studio and all this. And I remember the very first album we did, and it came out in '84. We had we had to play everything live, basically. And the only thing we could open up were the vocals and some guitar solos, because we didn't have that many tracks at this time. The studio was a bit cheaper, of course. We really had to rehearse this stuff really carefully before, just to get it on tape. Now today it's just like everybody's doing this shit somewhere in the world, in his bathroom.
Yeah,
they
it's
send
fucked
out
up,
the
man.
files and then someone mixes everything together.
Absolutely.
And you have a proper production.
But what we can say is that still there are very, very good musicians out there doing great music and great stuff. It's not that the quality is down. It's just much more people doing that, and so it's much more difficult to maybe progress a little bit further than only playing in your rehearsal room or maybe in the next village. But quality-wise, I've seen many great bands that nobody knows that play like awesome music. So, and they should continue, because it's not about getting big. It's about doing it.
It's about your passion, isn't it? That's what it is, and obviously. So what about you then? What first introduced you to Rage?
Well, what I have to say first is that for me it's the first time to be in the UK ever.
Really?
So I am pretty
scared.
excited. I'm scared and I want back home. No. So far we are all excited, to be honest. So because this is the first time with this lineup that we here in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a special experience, definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So what was the first song you ever heard of Rage then?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was Down,
right.
But probably it was Straight to Hell, because it's in a famous German movie. But I was not aware that the song was written by Rage.
Right.
So the first time that I saw Rage on the internet, it was like with this video from Down, with the Victor Smolsky era, and but probably the first song I ever heard from Rage was Straight to Hell. Yeah.
Brilliant. And it's so good though to sort of see you guys still going and keeping going. And you got bands like Sodom as well who are still going. Numerous lineup changes, but they're still there out there. I mean, have you managed to share the stage with Sodom many times in the past? I know you have, but I know.
Many times. I mean, PB and Tom know each other forever.
Since,
absolute legend.
Than we ever did records,
big Sodom fan, sorry.
And we are from the same area.
Yeah, that's what I... Yeah, amazing.
I live in the neighbor city, right?
Right, so that's cool. So do you ever jam with them? Have you ever jammed with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a video existing on, it was like their 10th or 20th anniversary or so. They played a show, and we all did some tracks with them. I played the Trooper with them.
If there was a heavy metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
A metal song about us?
Yeah, or about yourself. Each of you is about yourselves. Or, do you know what I mean? You're gonna have to think with this one.
Under a black crown.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Queen's track, Eyes of a Stranger.
All right.
Well, this is a way too hard question. Give me a few minutes.
All right. My Belgian friend likes to ask this one a lot. So, if you were at a musical instrument, what would you be? Clean answers, please.
If you would be a musical instrument, what would you be? Yeah.
I've had all sorts of answers to this.
There's a lot of nice instruments, actually. Most of them I can't play, unfortunately. I don't know, maybe a piano or so. This has very good range.
Okay.
I always loved to play piano, but I never really made it.
Right.
Pretty shitty.
I would be a Greek bouzouki for sure.
Okay.
It's a lute instrument, the Greek lute instrument.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What about yourself?
Definitely not keyboards, but drums, probably.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right. So you have had a long, amazing career. You played so many places. You played all around the world, until times. If I could ask you to clutch one show out of the sky just right away, which would be the ultimate band? Which would be the ultimate show you've ever played?
Something we haven't done yet. So.
Oh, you mean what
Like you've played,
are the
best shows
we've
ever. Exactly, I know.
This guy played 3,500 shows.
I know, but one out of the sky, just like that was a good show.
I can tell one.
Yeah.
It was a festival in Japan called Loud Park.
Okay.
And it's in a closed there. It's in a stadium, and it's 37,000 people indoor. that was my at the time my biggest show. It's the first time being there, so it was such a shock to do this. That probably was the one that I will always remember, I guess. Oh, and the orchestra show we did in Barcelona with a 30 people orchestra.
Wow.
That was
I
something completely.
enjoyed more the one in Ukraine.
In Ukraine, yeah,
Fine
and
Misto
Fine Misto Festival.
Cool.
Very amazing.
Yeah.
And one really crazy show was in Mexico. And this Mexico City, this Estadio de Deportivo, or what's the name? It's a big sports stadium where Metallica did one of their live albums, this Live Shit, Binge and Pure. So,
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
this is, the Mexicans are really a crazy audience, you know.
Gene?
Well, this year was a pretty special show. It was this thing with Halloween in Slovakia. The stadium show we did with them.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
In an ice sports stadium.
Wow, I think, yeah.
It's crazy. Normally you look into the crowd and they're all down, and if you're playing in the stadium, then the people are everywhere. Just this is crazy, especially for me because without my glasses, I'm not able to see shit. So I just see the lights everywhere, and people are screaming from left, from right, from down, from up, and this was very, very crazy. Yeah.
Cool, that's amazing.
So what you never really figured out, it was just speakers with.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, they
I think
it's just
all the time I was just looking to the drums. I thought the drum was there, but
Excellent. All right, so can we expect a new album from you guys in the next year? And
Sure, yeah.
what about a live album?
live album is more set to a further future.
Okay.
For next album, for next year we did the first double album we ever did so far. It's 22, oh, what is it, 22
Songs?
titles?
yeah, it's like 20 new proper tracks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Wow.
20 proper tracks and then let's see, there's interludium and some stuff in there. It has everything, it contains everything that we ever had in our sound involved, you know.
Mhm.
There's a lot of orchestrated stuff also, a lot of very heavy and thrashy shit.
That's what we love.
It's
That's what
just-
we want to hear. Brilliant. Absolutely, mate. All right, so then, can you give us...
Coming in March, May?
Yeah,
March,
29th
April?
of March. End of March.
Awesome. Can you give us then 4 words to describe Rage?
4 words to describe
4
rage. Okay. Should I? Aggression. It's aggressive, but it's also melodic. It is mature and legendary.
Love that, legendary. Love it, man. All right, so it's 5 quick questions, and I'll leave you in peace. So the first one is festival or small intimate gig.
No
we
difference.
enjoy actually everything.
Yeah, no difference.
Also, this kind of intimate stuff. I think this week we enjoy very much.
Yeah.
Just being among us and meet new faces. You know, we just met already people in the afternoon. One guy that he lives here, but he came
From Greece.
He comes from Greece, and we talked to Lucky in Greece.
Wow.
You know. And we already got a nice contact with them, and we always meet new people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we will enjoy just enjoying the music together with those people that like it, you know. And that is a different experience surely than like if you would play in a big stadium with I don't know how many people, you know. It's a completely different thing, you know. Of course, it's impressive to have like 20,000 people there in front of you. But it's also nice if you play just for 20 people or so, you know.
Personal
When
sort of
they are
thing.
really
Yeah.
passionate with what you're doing,
Yeah, no.
and when this direct exchange, you know, I can also enjoy this, you know. And you never know what happens. Sometimes you have this, sometimes you have this, you know. You never know where you come, you know.
Brilliant. All right then. So this is an important one. Beer or bratwurst?
For me, it's beer.
For me, it's bratwurst.
Bratwurst.
Yeah. Beer, yeah, of course. Are you saints or sinners? Are you saints or sinners?
Sinners.
Oh,
Now tell us what you've been up to then. He's only been in England 5 minutes.
Oh my God, that's both.
Yeah.
I'm a priest.
I thought you were.
So it's,
I'm a saint to my dogs, and a sinner.
I'm a saint to my cats.
And a sinner everywhere.
Sweet. Alright. Vinyl or digital? Which do you prefer?
Say it again, please.
Vinyl or digital?
Definitely vinyl.
yeah, vinyl is that's the thing that stays, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I collect.
Digital, it's my age, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, digitally, of course, what you're listening today, you know, in the normal day, just we have Spotify and
No. Yeah.
but that's
I know.
that's not when you want to enjoy it or so, you know.
Well, so I said, it's like all my interviews I did with sort of saying like it's a metal journey, isn't it? Back in the day, the vinyl was the metal dream. It was the start,
Yeah.
wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
buying
I
that record.
come from-
You can't have that with
the sun,
Spotify. You just
Wearing
never,
white gloves.
Yeah.
Never,
Touch it,
never
you know.
forget this
Yeah,
feeling
no.
when you like pull it
Yeah,
out and
it's
you know,
like man,
it's like you breathe it in.
absolutely.
This kind of consuming is just nothing, you know. It's
No,
like,
exactly. And the final one, somewhere I've always wanted to go. I've been to Wacken, but I've not been to Oktoberfest. But Wacken or Oktoberfest?
That's an easy one. For sure, not Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest is the same, just without metal, you know.
Well, I just
Yeah.
want to see the blonde for big joke.
Yeah. Wacken is the fucking holy ground. It's
Yeah.
where you have to be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Thank you for being there.
Thank you for
Yeah,
supporting us.
Thanks for these 4 decades. I was able to do it, you know.
Brilliant.
And hope to
Friends
see you
everywhere, you know.
hope to see you somewhere in the world next year.